Hi, a very good afternoon to all of you. So today with us, we have Roshni Choudhary, who secured 275 out of 300 this year. Hi, Roshni. Welcome to Artha Point.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for inviting me over.
Okay. Roshni, honestly speaking, first of all, we all at Artha Point would like to congratulate you and solely because the fact that the amount of effort you have put in this year to secure the marks, which are honestly for students and of course we believe are at a very high level for someone to achieve, right?
Efforts.
Okay, that's very generous of you. Okay, Roshni, tell us about what's the feeling right now.
I'm very happy right now, of course, because so initially when I was appearing, no one really thinks. They just think that they want this college, and for that college they want to secure so much marks.
Spot on,
So it's
right?
always on that cutoff thing. Ki cutoff clear. I should be able to clear the cutoff. So obviously, like 275 is way ahead of cutoff. It's good. I'm
Good.
happy that I'll get
Yeah,
easily.
yeah. So I guess like you mentioned earlier, Ki, you want to go to Delhi School of Economics, which is right in front of you, right? Like, let me tell all of you that Roshni is passed out of St. Stephen's, okay? And DSE is right in front of your college. So tell us something about that. Ki, when did exactly you decided that you really want to target DSE?
So I started my economics journey from class 9th. Uh,
Okay.
as in
Yes.
that
No,
is
no,
when
that's
we
right.
were introduced to the subject. So
True.
since then, it always seemed very easy, like because it's very natural. We
Hmm.
always talk about money. We always know about money. So it comes naturally to almost everyone. Obviously, like in depth, we have to study later on.
True.
But initially, it seemed easy. So of course, it's easy. So I'm interested. Gradually, when I moved in class 11th, also I had economics.
Hmm.
And after that, I wanted to do my bachelor's from DSE.
Amazing.
It was not there. So then I came to know that there is no bachelor's, and for
Yeah,
DSE we have to go in master's only.
true.
So yeah, that is how DSE was there for me. It was like natural that yes, I have to go to DSE.
Amazing. I mean, that gives us a hint towards your inclination towards economics as a subject, and when exactly you got hold of it, and the desire to go to such a reputed institute like Delhi School of Economics. Great. Okay, Roshni, look, of course, the journey is at times, of course, of the student itself, but of course, of the family as well. Okay. Why I'm mentioning is this because I know I personally connect with parents as well. Okay. So, what's the feeling among your parents right now? In fact, like for example, I tell you, one of the parents actually called me and his daughter got around 230, 220. Okay, there were a couple of parents. Take, I'm giving you one example. There were a couple of parents and they were based out of Hyderabad, right? So he was so concerned about his daughter कि sir इसके बाद भी होगा कि नहीं होगा around 230 के आसपास marks है, how safe are they, right? And so what's the feeling at your home right now?
They are definitely happy, but they are like high expectation parents. So
Okay. So
275 is, I mean, you know how it is like
I
they want
definitely know,
something
right?
higher. So now they want me to do something even more higher, which is, of course,
Okay.
it is pressure some, but I think it's
Hmm.
important also because this is the age we are in making our career, and if our parents are always pushing us to
Right.
perform better, it's better
Right.
because if they are lenient, then somewhere we also feel it's okay, we
ठीक है
can
हो
just.
जाएगा राइट राइट
हाँ,
राइट
बट जब वो भी एकदम प्रेशर के साथ आते हैं तो
हम्म
ज्यादा बना रहता है एंड ऑफ कोर्स दे आर हैप्पी दैट आई विल बी एबल टू गेट इनटू डीएससी
राइट
बट they are high expectations parents. That I
I
should mention.
so they are the ones who are slightly not too happy even when you get 99% in boards and why there was a mark 1 mark deducted as well, right? Okay, so what I feel is they not pressurizing, but they are pushing you to achieve the
Yeah,
best
exactly.
which they want for you. And that's absolutely right. So that keeps the environment at home a bit chilled as well.
True. That's very true. They are always in that loop. Like my mom, I always talk to her about where I'm going, what I'm doing. I always tell her also because, of course, like there's a generation gap. So we also need to tell them what is coming up next. So we always talk about these issues, and I think it keeps us also motivated that yes, we can do it.
Right.
Otherwise, it seems like too far or something like that. But
Right.
to me, it doesn't because they're talking about it.
Correct. And the reason I highlighted this point is because at times uh, students are not comfortable. There is a sense of pressure on them, and until and unless parents show them that they believe in them, whatever the result is, just they're trying to make sure that everything will be fine. Let's see how the entire thing turns out. Right. Okay. So now tell us about your journey in the sense ki when exactly did you start preparing? Like now I'm serious. Going ahead till the date of exam, it's all about CUET.
So I think because I had this idea that I have to go to DSE, and when I got into Stephen's, uh, there is a clear environment because it's right in front, and many of our own professors were DSE, were pass outs, and they were doing something to DSE also. And their canteen, like DSE canteen, is the go-to place for the Stevens. So it's very it was always there. Like I'm seeing that place, I have to go there. So I think it's not about getting serious. It's about doing your best with the subject. Because ultimately, if you're sure that you have to dive deeper in the subject, then probably in the first year you should just be regular in the classes. If you're not regular in the classes, then also be regular with the subject. Like try to ask questions why this is happening the way it is happening. Because economics is all about cause and relationship.
True.
So that is how it started. And in Stephens, obviously the competition is very high. So you have to always keep on studying. But I think if it is CUET, then just not focusing on CUET because the level is very different from DSE's exam earlier.
Exactly.
So I think from the first year itself, if you're sure that you want to get into master in economics, it's important that you keep a track with the subject. You try to get the hang of it, like hold over the subject. Once you have that, I mean, CUET will be like take off for you because then you just have to focus on the exam pattern. You don't have to really work on your subject because you have hold over it. But there are many people who are not very clear, so I understand that also. For them, I think from third year, it would be a good time to start. If in third year, I think you should make your mind that, okay, this is what I want to do next year. Because that is how we do in class 12 also. In 12th, we are sure that next year we have to do this. So in third year, just make your mind. Right now, I think it's 4-year course for BA.
Exactly. There's that option to go for that. Yeah.
So in fourth year, like the last year of your degree, make sure what you want to do and start working towards it bit by bit. And get serious in those last months, like the 3-4 months, get serious about the exam. Once you are in that last phase, like 3-4 months I'm talking about, then you don't have to think about the subject. Now you have to think about the exam. What is the demand of the exam? You have to crack that exam. Doesn't matter how much you know, doesn't matter how much maths you know. It's all about the exam and that D-Day preparation. Because even if you know higher, CUET's level is lower. So you have to literally go down and do the question. If you know lower, then CUET is higher for you. So
right.
Just get that level.
Correct.
There. Yeah.
Correct. Because the point you highlighted in the last, this year's paper, agar aap baat karo, so I don't think so. There is anything to talk about that. That is the level of the paper this year.
I know maths is not there. I mean,
I know. Many students have that thing. And especially when you're preparing from, आपको लगता है ना कि DSE इसके अंदर है, JNU है, तो थोड़ा they will keep the reputation intact and थोड़ा high level का paper रखेंगे. तो हम लोग भी उठा के we do it a couple of DSE last 5-10 years का सब करके जाते हैं. And then जब आप देखते हो it's like a 12 class level of paper that is coming in, and that's I don't know how to categorize that part, but ठीक है. At the end of the day, you have to. But the important point that you mentioned is to understand the paper you are sitting for. Knowledge is one thing, but strategically planning your entire preparation at the last phase. Because देखो आपको जितना पढ़ना है, you will be sorted by 2 months before that or a month before that. ठीक है, मोटा मोटा 2 महीने पहले, 1 महीने पहले will be done. The final stage is like doing mocks, practicing past years, and looking at the pattern, what exactly can be expected out of this, what is the level. So I guess you have just kind of highlighted a very important point, जो कि हर students को genuinely, and what we try to do is to make sure कि mocks के through especially the quality of questions just that matches it. So great point for all the students that you have just mentioned. Okay. Now, so coming to the fact कि what would you like to tell the upcoming students? I know you can't share any guidance based on this year paper alone because of the quality of paper, but in general, what is your suggestion to the students for CUT
Like
alone? Yeah,
how to approach the paper and how to clear it.
yeah.
So if I have to talk about the strategy, first of all, many people have this question whether we should go for notes, different notes or classes or something like that.
Correct.
So I think first of all, you need to be clear about the landscape. What exactly the syllabus? That is the landscape that is defined to you.
First step, right? Yeah.
You know the landscape now. It's important that you know each and every topic.
True.
So in our exam, like CUET, it's important that you can go to any website and check out the syllabus. Syllabus points, they clearly mention it out because they have already done that work for you. Now you just have to talk about those one topics. Just read those topics. Even on Artha Point's website, you have that page where they have mentioned all the syllabus points. Once you are clear about the syllabus points, if there is any syllabus point that you do not know anything about, then I think you should go ahead and search it out. And you know, there are like really, there are many videos, there are many websites, there are many web pages. There's no dearth of content. I mean, it's just there. So you just have to go and read it. And if you're not able to understand something, ask your teachers, ask your peers. Once you're clear about the syllabus, once you're clear about what is the landscape of the exam, then you're good to go and you should start writing past year papers. And of course, like in the last moment, I would also recommend you can take mocks if you want. But past year papers are the guiding light, the second guiding light after syllabus. So I would suggest, like I did a lot of past year papers. I literally did them very religiously. And if there was any question that was coming from some topic which I had not done, for example, one question was there from implications, which we have never done. Like I have never done this till now.
Correct.
And it is kind of logic, and it does not, I mean, it does come easily, but when you read it, it becomes very complex.
Tricky. That's a tricky one.
Yeah. So I think I never knew that particular subject also existed, like that particular topic existed in the world. I was like, this was normal. But yeah, this was there in JNU paper. And then that was like really new to me. So how did I handle it? I went online. I checked out if there are any pages. You don't have to really like always go for the economics things. You can always go to some private company website also. Because there are a lot of companies who teach these things. So wherever you are able to understand it. Agar video se samajh mein aata hai, you can check this YouTube channel of Artha Point also. They have put like a lot of videos there.
Right.
जो समझ में आता है वहां से आपने उसको पढ़ना है. You have to get the essence of this and please focus on concepts. I mean, that's the sole thing. Whenever you're stuck, please focus on the basics concepts. I cannot emphasize on this further.
Conceptual clarity is very important.
Very important. If you have that, you are, there's no chance you cannot clear CUET. I mean, it's all about concepts. If you're stuck, go to concepts, clear that question. So that is important. Once you have the idea, then obviously make short notes. Keep a notebook side में या कहीं पे भी you can take A4 size papers, but keep on making short notes on those topics that you're doing from past years. Because वो आपने कहीं करे नहीं है, आपके पास उनका कोई note material नहीं है, कुछ भी नहीं है. And the only source that you're doing it right now because past years में आया.
Past years, right.
Now I would also talk about which past years to do because कुछ बहुत high level है, DSE is too high level. Even if you're cracking it, it would not make sense a lot because CUET में कुछ नहीं पूछेंगे.
Exactly.
Exactly. DSE करना है तो पहले करो, like sir ने अभी mention करा 2 months के पहले. DSE करो, JNE करो, सब करो, कोई बात नहीं. But in those 2 months, just don't do anything like too high level, too low level. No, just go in that range. I think HCU meets the criteria. There is a page on Artha Point where all the
past years are there.
Past years are
correct.
Like categorically put. So you can just HCU, you can do JNU, SIS as well as SSS. Both of them are fine. But I think they are high level, little higher than CUET. But they will give you a more clear understanding of the landscape, as I said. कुछ थोड़ा extra करके जाने से it won't
harm too much.
Yeah.
True.
जितना होता है उतना करना है उसको और जो नहीं होता है it's okay.
Right.
मतलब first don't pick up any question कि ये मुझसे कैसे नहीं हो रहा, ये नहीं करना. नहीं हो रहा कोई बात नहीं. Exam clear करना है बस और कुछ important नहीं है. And I think one more is CUET itself, the past years of CUET. So there are a lot of papers. You have to do each and every question religiously. जो नहीं आता है उसके पीछे का concept जाके पढ़ना है, उसके notes बनाने हैं. जो नहीं आया वो क्यों नहीं आया, अगर कोई factual question है Indian economy है इसका, तो learn it right there. Doesn't matter. वापस आएगा and you'll be able to do it. Even this year, there are a lot of questions which are repeating only. Like,
exactly. Some of them. Well, of course, there is a mix of very easy questions and repetitive questions.
Yeah, very easy questions.
So one thing, so what kept you motivated? Look, what I see is the interest of the subject you have is the thing that kept you motivated throughout the process of preparing. But what, according to you, is the main point for you?
So as I said, I wanted to go to DSE for masters, and even if not DSE, then also I wanted to do masters. I also want to do like PhD later on. I just want to get at the pinnacle of the subject wherever possible, because of course, as you just mentioned, the interest of the subject. But later on, I think there are points in the preparation where you feel very down, very low. You feel like, why am I not able to do this? And especially when you do DSE and ISI questions, you really feel
that happens.
So during that time, I think what is important is that, okay, it's okay even if you're not able to do it. Because if you are willing to do like economics and you're sure that you want to get into masters and you're sure of your career path, I think that is the lighthouse of your preparation. All the time you know that, okay, I want to become this. For this, I have to do this. So I think that is the motivating factor. Plus, we are in this age where we all want to make a decent career in the field that interests us. Like we would want to see ourselves 10 years, 15 years down the line with that thing. So I think that particular image, and of course, like no one can be motivated all the time, and no one can be sulking all the time.
Correct.
So it's just phases. Just decouple your emotions with preparation. Prepare करना है, इतने घंटे पढ़ना है, पढ़ो. नहीं पढ़ना है तो.
Correct. There is a time frame of to relax yourself and then start a preparation again.
Exactly. And even if you're starting in the last moment, I think the past year's strategy that I just shared, I think that, and you can also take some mocks if you want. You feel that you want more practice or something.
Correct.
If those things are there, I think they make your what we can say, it makes you very calm that, okay, I am able to do this. If you are not able to do it, then take some easy paper like CUET.
I know.
Okay, I'm going to do it. Great.
You will be more motivated once you attempt a CUT paper. You feel like I have conquered something now. So yeah, very true. Very true. Great, great. So look, so I remember when you shared your message with us. So uh, you know ki when we try to share something with all the students, right? We make sure ki content is just like कोई भी random content now. It is something that adds value अगर बच्चा उसको पढ़ रहा है. And then secondly, what ma'am emphasis on ki quality of question that she's picking up for all the students, जो in general कोई भी अगर देख रहा है. So how did you find her approach in terms of teaching? Because just like you, honestly speaking, by the time every student also knows ki she has that interest in economics, and she wants actually students not to sit just and crack any entrance. She wants that they should learn economics and apply it. Okay, so that is what drives her. And when students like you share your appreciation for her, then we feel, हाँ ठीक है, जो content दिया बच्चों को, it helped. So what's your take on her teaching style? Yeah.
So I think, especially such content available online, altruistically put, I think it works wonder.
Correct.
Because they, like, for example, if I talk about the website, first of all, I think it's very, very organized website. One of the most organized websites that I could find online.
Yeah.
All the papers are arranged.
Right.
That's very good. Syllabus key points have been highlighted, and that is very, like, these are the, as I said, main points.
Thanks.
Then if we go to the videos that have been put, if there is complex topics, they have been very patiently put by ma'am. Like, बहुत ही पेशेंस के साथ में वो चीजों को समझा देती हैं. कभी कभी मेरे साथ ऐसा भी होता था, यार ये टॉपिक खत्म कैसे हो गया जल्दी.
Right. When you get into a topic and you're understanding very easily, you feel like, okay, it's done also. Okay, let's just move on to the next one now.
She makes it very easy to understand, I think. So that is good. That is very, I mean, for especially, like, I know that in Stephens, though, we have a lot of maths. We have a lot of, like, the kind of grilling that we go through, it's tough. But in a lot of places, like a lot of other places in India, because it's an all India exam.
Exactly.
I think not a lot of students
Exactly.
out there have the same kind of
same level of playing pitch is not the same for all.
Exactly. So such videos, they are actually making it possible that all of them are equal. Exactly. Even if you don't have any resource, even if you're from the last of the last mile, just buy one mobile phone and one internet network.
Sure.
Just, I mean, it's, of course it is, we cannot say that all of them are equal, because there is a lot of factor like environment, etc. Exactly. But to certain extent, it makes the competition much more ethical. Like, just
No,
I
absolutely.
personally think so.
No. Even we want for all the students, and they know what I tell them. What we want is, irrespective whether you're from an eco background, non-eco background, whether you're from DU, Calcutta, Bombay, Bangalore, it doesn't matter. We want is कि before you start your preparation, you should all be at the same playing level field. There should be no advantage कि मेरे को bachelor's में theoretical approach से पढ़ाया गया, अब मैं कैसे निकालूं? We are there to help you. We are there to guide you in that. But you can't, and you should never ever have that excuse कि नहीं, वो मेरा ना वो bachelor's में उन्होंने नहीं पढ़ाया college में. Now I won't be able to do it, because that's not the right approach or the mindset with which you want to go ahead. So you also kind of revalidated that point in the very right direction, right?
Yeah, and also like in the last phase of my preparation, I also joined some Telegram groups where we were discussing the questions which you were not able to do. For me, it was very beneficial. And I think when you have such peer group which is also studying, and they are also so enthusiastically doing those questions. Right. I think that is the last moment each of fidgety and all those things happen. I think with such peer group, and I think in coaching also you get that peer group very easily. Exactly. teachers are there to motivate you. So those Telegram groups, I'm very thankful to them because maybe maths was not very good, and I was really very scared about that. But they
Okay.
helped me. So I think those peer group is also one thing that
Very
can be mentioned as a very good factor for keeping the pace going.
great.
And as you just mentioned, it makes you realize that okay, where you are, where your peers are, where everyone else is. So that is how I came to know that, in various backgrounds,
Mm.
what we learned in our graduation was not very normal. Like we were, if we did not know it, we were like, how can you not know this? And in
That
those cases,
happens.
it was, so that is how I came to know personally that, there is such disparity across India. And given that it is an all India exam, I think the platforms which are online, YouTube,
Right. Right.
it makes the whole system of this
True.
all India thing.
Correct. Okay. Great. Great. Okay, so Roshni, one final thing. What are your future plans post D school? Is it like, I guess you mentioned about PhD, but don't you think that considering your interest in the subject, you should sit for civils?
Why should I sit for civils? My interest in subject is more, no? So I should go for PhD.
You should serve the country with your knowledge. Of course, it's just the option key. What are your future plans like? Is it like only the straight away PhD and that too from India or abroad, or will you think about the UPSC as well in future?
So right now, I personally was thinking about international relations, international trade, and game theory, like the strategic this thing
Correct.
across
Sure. Ha.
variables and those things, which interests me quite a lot. Like micro
Mhm.
macro is the base, it's of course the tools, but these are the application areas which really does interest me, especially
Absolutely.
game theory because it has a lot of psychology. And I personally like reading about such psychological text, also because I want to know about those things. And I
Right.
think these fields are there where I would like to work or I would like to discover more.
Correct.
Um, Definitely, civils is something which is interesting, which is there, and it is a direct way of helping your country. But I still believe that doing PhD or finding something new for the country, how you can apply things properly in the country, I
Absolutely.
think that is also added thing because if we see the research of uh, Dr. Abhijit Banerjee, who won the Nobel, so
Absolutely.
he did it like outside India, but it is so applicable on India. I mean, the book Poor Economics, whenever I read it, so it has the mention of Udaipur, one of the areas where he was
Areas.
working. And he worked here with Angus Deaton and Asa Dufflo also.
Exactly.
So it's like directly applicable. And many other things I've seen personally because I'm from Udaipur. So I know that, yes, it happens. So I think that is also an indirect way of helping your country. It's basically your country should be in your heart and you should be just working for the betterment of the people at the last mile. And civils, definitely a good option. But given my interest, I think PhD.
PhD makes most correct, correct. So that's absolutely the thing is like when you pursue a master's, you have a couple of options like going for further studies, PhD, going to corporate world. Then others have the notion of doing teaching or the civils exams. So of course, at the end of the day, each and every individual have their preferences. But the key is that throughout that journey, the notion you have of learning more about economics is the key essence in the entire process that you keeps on going throughout, even post your masters. So I guess you have taken a very inspirational person to inspire you, a Nobel winner, right? Nobel Prize winner. So I think that's a very good example to keep yourself motivated towards what exactly you want to achieve.
More than
Thank
that,
you. Yeah. Yeah,
more
please.
than that, even Amartya Sen is someone whom I'm like very inspired from because Poor Economics certainly I read it in like college time, but before that it was Amartya Sen's ideas which were the first thing, like the Human Development Index when we
Yeah.
actually read it in school. that was an eye opener. Like the way that person just kept things in front of me. I was like, wow, this is the level of thinking that I would want one day. And how it is so much related, but still so not obvious. It's like common, you see it every day, but it's not obvious, like capability theory. It's very, I mean, it's really something which motivates me all the time. I read it, and even the arrows thing that he has done. I think
Exceptional work.
everything that he does, I really keep a tab on those things. I cannot understand a lot of them. One of the motivating factors is that I should be able to understand what he does. That is also a very, and I think economists are very great people, and I always just love reading, learning about them.
Can't agree more. Can't agree more to that fact. Correct, correct. And economics is synonym with Amartya Sen, sir, right? So you can't take away his contribution from economics, and it's just of course, an eye opener for each and every student who really want to pursue economics at any stage of life, be it starting with bachelor's or master's and so on. And once you complete your master's from D school, definitely there will be concepts more clear to you from his work for sure.
I hope so. That is one of the very motivating factor for me, apart very academic reasons for pursuing economics.
Great, great. Thank you so much, Roshni, for your time. And I know you must be a little busy at this stage, of course, with the scorecard that you have got right now. So many phone calls, of course, family, relatives, and everyone. Thank you so much for taking out time today. And we wish you best of luck. Take care.